Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we ended up finishing the Faith Undone priority assignment, and this time we will do Occult Siege. A covert base belonging to the Holy Ordos is under attack by a force of Chaos Space Marines and cultists. The base is the site of a critical Ordo experiment and must be protected at all costs. It is now your holy duty to repel or destroy the attackers. Heretic Tribe, Imperial Facility. I swear this debrief is glitched or something, because it's always the same. Alright, the situation on the base upon your arrival is desperate. Defense measures are bordering on incompetence. Immediate action is required. I mean, I'd probably replace the officers, because having the guilty officers apprehended and executed isn't useful, and if it's just incompetence, that's not heretical, that's just being an idiot. And leading by example kinda works, but then they might just still be under the command of idiots. Reorganizing the command structure is not a simple matter. Even under the best conditions, it is questionable whether the attempt was worth it or just made things worse. Fortunately, it appears we have some time to make necessary adjustments. The situation is dire, but the Chaos Forces have delayed their assault for some reason. They might be waiting for more Chaos Marines to arrive. Nonetheless, this gives us some time to prepare and make the necessary adjustments concerning the weaknesses in the defenses. During the siege, cultists overran an outlying section of the outpost and infected our cogitator network with scrap code. We need to shut down the infected terminals locally.
Intelligence assets report several vulnerable cogitators in the area. Exact locations unknown.
Target in sight.
Predict moderate hostile presence.
So, I was looking on... There's a 40K fandom site, you know, the typical wiki stuff, but it's all fan-made content. And there was some interesting stuff. One thing I really liked, and I'm glad someone did it, was made a Space Marine chapter that is effectively like Mayan Jaguar warrior kind of look, which is something I've been wanting someone to do, because I think that's a untapped design choice. The fan-made chaos stuff was kind of meh in my eyes. Not very... kind of fell into the same category as a lot of the fan-made Space Marine stuff, where it's just like edgy boy stuff. You know, oh, we're the Lords of Blood and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, I get it. You leaned heavily into the grimdark. But if you're gonna do it, at least be creative. Like, as I was loading into the game, I thought of something that'd be cool. You have a group of Night Lords. So you have the vampire, like the vampire wing or batwing appearance and all that, but they're Nurgle worshippers. So they're, in a way, you could make them effectively like vampires, spreading viruses that create zombies. I think it'd be cool, because instead of leaning on that Plague Marine aesthetic, you have these very pale, frail-looking guys who use hit-and-run tactics. Much like how you'd expect a vampire to operate. And I was like, that'd be pretty cool to have. Kinda wish Games Workshop would lean into stuff like that.
Reloading.
Oh, and what I had said about Games Workshop kind of strong-arming animators it's what I said is kind of been reaffirmed, because recently, I can't remember what their name was, there's an animator who does some 40k stuff. They got offered a job by Games Workshop and they rejected it, and as a result they got a bunch of their 40k stuff DMCA'd and their Patreon taken down. So it's like, okay, I knew it was gonna go this way. Kind of the dick move of, we're going to start enforcing our copyright a lot more heavily because we have a streaming service. I mean, if I was Games Workshop, what I would have done is been like, okay, what's it going to take for you to work with us? Because if they're a competent animator, you might as well throw a couple extra bucks their way to get them on your side. Because the PR damage you cause by pulling this crap is so much worse.
Aiming.
Because if you at least sit there and offer like a couple different offers to the person and they reject all of them, then I'd say, yeah, enforce your copyright. If anybody really goes after you, you can sit there and be like, look, I gave this person like 3 different job offers, better and better deals. If you really want to go that route, show what you offered and be straight up about it and be like, look, these were hopefully good offers. They didn't go for them. Because at that point, you can say like, okay, that person's, just kind of being an ass. Instead of being like, oh yeah, I got offered a job, or we offered this person a job, they rejected it, so we just took everything. Looks bad. Oh, another thing I saw on the fan site was someone actually did Space Gaven, except they have, like, I don't expect people to actually have proper stat cards and stuff for these things. It's all just like, I wrote lore, here's 3 fictional battles my Space Marine chapter is involved in, stuff like that. But I would have appreciated something, because it was very kind of meh quality for the Skaven. Especially when, honestly, if you're gonna write a little bit of lore as to how the Skaven came to be in 40k, it's not that difficult. Great Horned Rat, Warp God, Chaos Gods in the Warp. Make him a Minor God. Boom, done. You can honestly just look at Age of Sigmar if you really need inspiration, or End Time stuff. Get rid of all the wood on the Doom Wheel and stuff, and turn them into proper metal. You have effectively a good roster set up there. It's stuff that could be written quite easily. And of course, excuse it all by saying, hey look, just like in Age of Sigmar, they just kind of burrow through planes of existence, or like the planes of magic, and they just kind of... they burrowed into the warp, and the warp just spit them out here. Even though, if you really want to go lore-wise, they are coincidentally named, not at all connected. But I mean, you can just parallel reality that. Science fiction has been using that as a crutch for their writing for ages. Why stop now? Man, now I'm just thinking more about that vampire marine idea. Just what would it, like a general roster look like?
Loading.
Because I'm thinking you'd have to blend probably Death Guard and Night Lords together to some degree. I'd probably go heavy infantry focus with raptors and stuff. And then maybe Chaos Rhinos to carry. Like, it would have to be a special rule set rhino that's effectively a corpse cart. Just hauling tons of bodies. At least that's what I would do. Give them a command ability to potentially spawn a unit of poxwalkers or whatever you want to have, and from there killing infantry with those poxwalkers or any of a set number of units can restore missing
Harvesting
models.
data from compromised network. Warning, hostile units inbound.
Because then, thinking about that, their advantages are they have straight, like fast moving jump capabilities, but they're very lacking in vehicle support and heavy weapons.
Binaric extraction complete.
Having the zombies gives them a bit of a tar pit to utilize.
Located next.
It could be interesting. I just don't even know if rule sets really... I'd have to go through the rules to see if that's even like a feasible option. Probably is, it's just... how much homebrew do I have to do? It does make me wonder, though, jumping around here to ports, because they had gotten all the new minis announced, all the squig cavalry and stuff. I wonder when we're going to get something, because the squig cavalry is kind of its own thing, because I figure we'll probably get more squig-related units. But I'm just wondering when we're going to see like kind of a mech boy leading army where it's very heavily mechanically augmented orcs, more than before. Like your typical orc boss where he's just effectively just a head and then a bunch of mechanical bits slapped on him. But everybody. You know, your basic slugga boys, borderline being robots, with an orc brain inside. Thinking about it, it'd be pretty much the Iron Hands equivalent of orcs. Or close to. I think it'd be neat. Anything to give the orcs more variety.
Point identity established. Harvesting data from compromised network. Warning, hostile units inbound. Objectives are met. All data standards are now in Inquisitor country. Praise the Omnissiah.
Man, I never noticed their grenades are kind of wild. Little cluster grenades. With the scrap code deleted, our command structure has been stabilized. All equipment of critical importance has been secured for the time being. The chances of a successful defense operation have increased slightly. It seems the main assault of the Chaos forces is still not coming. However, smaller forces continually probe our perimeter defenses. We can't resist just yet. Ooh, challenge completed. I don't know what, but I'm not too interested in that loot. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.